Sup YouTube, it's Barkner Zed and Happy New Year! Today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 5 books that I personally read in 2014. So let's go! At number 5 is Beat the Band. This is such a hilarious story. The main character, Cooper, is this jerk who thinks he's cool but he's actually not. All he cares about is being popular and getting girls to notice him, even though the girls actually think he's stupid and stinky. But one day, he gets partnered with this girl called Helen for this science project in class. And this girl, Helen, she is like the joke of the school. She has lots of awful rumors around her. Everyone calls her dog or hot dog or really awful stuff. And the fact that Cooper is partnered with her is really bad for his image. And so he tries to get back his coolness by creating this band with his friends. But they're actually really horrible at playing. You know, he plays the drums and his friends play the guitar and try to sing. At first, I didn't really like Cooper. He was just mean, annoying. But then I started slowly liking him. He's funny and the whole story is just hilarious. There's lots of just crazy moments, and so I really like this book, and I really love the cover. I mean, look how cool is that? Look at those drums on flames. They are on fire. At number 4 is Every Day. This book is about this someone who's not really a male or female, but this someone is called A, and let's just say he's a male for right now. So this A, he wakes up every morning in the body of a different person. So every day, A is a different person or girl or boy or whatever, until one day he falls in love with this girl. But the problem is that the next day he's not the same person as she knew him, and so he tries to kind of talk to her every day in a different body and tries to somehow convince her that he really is the same person, tries to make her believe that story of him, you know, being in a different person every day. It's just really fun. I read it really quickly. It's just a really unique idea, so creative and different, and I really enjoyed it. You know, seeing the way a person who has experienced so many different lives, seeing how that person thinks, the way that A actually got used to the personalities of people, the way he got used to doing stuff every day. At number 3 is And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. I do not have this book right now with me because I lent it to my cousin. I don't think she's actually gonna read it, but let's say she's reading it right now. This is a mystery novel, and honestly, I think it is a masterpiece. It's about these bunch of guys, you know, like rich people, adults, that get invited to this island, and one by one they start to die. Murdered, actually, and the whole story is about these people trying to hide from whoever this is that is killing them. You know, I mean, they do not know who is making them drop off one by one. They start to doubt each other. They start to have suspicious thoughts. Who could it be? It's just them in this isolated island, in this house, those bunch of people, and they are dying. Anyone could be next. I could be next. You could be next. It is just so exciting, and you don't get to actually know who the murderer is until later on. I spent a great deal of time thinking of who it might be. I actually thought so deeply about who the murderer might be, but I still could not figure it out until I actually read about it. It is just amazing, and the mystery in this thing. I tried my best, I really did. I thought I was like Detective Conan, but I was not. I'm just not smart enough. At number 2 is The Maze Runner. This is such an exciting story. It is the first book in the series, and honestly, it's now one of my favorite series because it's just so exciting. It's about these bunch of boys who are stuck in this place called the Glade, and outside the Glade is a maze, like a huge maze that they have to figure out in order to get out of that place. The main character, Thomas, wakes up in that place and he cannot remember anything but his name. And so he tries to learn the ways of those boys, the jobs they have. They have different jobs such as farming and stuff like that. And there's also people called the runners. Those boys are the boys that go out in the maze and run every day in order to figure out the maze, and they come back every night to write down maps of what they have seen. And the thing is, that maze, every night the wall moves, so the maze changes every day. It's just so cool. It's like this survival type of game. I really love the style of writing that is used in The Maze Runner. I really wish I could use that type of imagery, that type of, you know, just that style that is used. It just makes it so fun and interesting, and I really enjoyed it, and I felt like I learned a lot from it. And And finally, number 1, the best book I read in 2014, The Fault in Our Stars. This is such a beautiful book. The characters are interesting, funny, smart, everything you could think of, and their conversations are just so, I don't know, genius, I guess you could say. I love the way they talk to each other and discuss things. They're just so funny and cute. It's about this girl called Hazel who has cancer, and she's really sick until she meets this guy called Augustus. And this guy, he used to have cancer but not anymore, and they just kind of, I don't know, it just shows you the friendship that evolves into a relationship and the way they just talk about stuff. And this has such a deep meaning. This book, it just teaches you so much about life, so much about sickness, death, cancer, all that stuff. It's almost as if it's saying out loud, it's screaming, do not give up. Life means so much. There's the metaphor that Gus uses about smoking, you know, he puts a cigarette in his mouth, but he never actually lit it up. He puts the thing that kills you right inside his mouth, but he does not give it the power to kill him. It is a freaking metaphor. That is genius. That is genius. It's funny, it's happy, but it's also very sad, and it is just so deep. I love it so much. I read it twice actually this year, once before seeing the movie and once after the movie. And speaking of the movie, it's pretty good, but the book is so much better. I do not have enough perfect words to describe this perfect book. So those are my top 5 favorite books that I read in 2014. Tell me in the comments below, what are your favorite books of this year, or just your favorite books in general? Once again, Happy New Year. Peace.